All right. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 3925, State of Texas versus Thomas Polly. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? For the defense? All right, and are you Mr. Polly? All right, this is a case where you entered a plea in the state recommended deferred adjudication. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, sir.
Defense?
Yes.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
And from the state.
Defense?
No.
All right, so they're recommending residential treatment. Are you aware of that, Mr. Polly?
No.
Yes, they want you to go to residential treatment. And based upon your history, it appears that you do need treatment and of the inpatient kind. So I see some priors from Lackland in Texas. Is that the Lackland Air Force Base? Are you military? All right, so we have a lot of issues happening at Lackland. Did you live on the base?
There was a mishap that happened at the gate of the base.
Ah, okay, because I see everything is dated on September 30th, 2019. All right. How many children do you have, if you have any?
Two.
What are their ages?
5 and 7.
Who are they with?
Their mothers.
All right, what's your drug of choice?
Marijuana.
It's more than marijuana. People don't recommend just that for marijuana. So what have you used other than marijuana in your life?
Okay.
And what else?
A little bit of magic.
And where's your family?
San Antonio.
All right. And did he, the judge didn't write it down, had he previously entered a plea of no contest or guilty?
Also, Your Honor, there's a federal issue. He has a hold for a federal sentence.
Ah, so what is happening with the federal case?
Something for violence.
No, but what I'm telling you is that I know there's a request for him to be in residential treatment, but it does me no good to order that because they're not going to accept him as long as he has federal case pending. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution to Sean Kirchner in the amount of $5,813. No contact with Sean Kirchner or Frederick Kirchner. 120 hours of community service restitution, 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is going to request parenting classes, and I'm not requiring you to get COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. We're going to do parenting classes, triple T. There's to be regular reporting, regular UAs, proof of employment within 40 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be field visits 2 times per month. Probation, is there anything else that he needs? Mr. Polly, is there anything else you need from the court? Oh, and I'm sorry, probation, I'm going to add intensive outpatient treatment. Yes. No, we have the tab. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. It's the court's understanding that there has been a slight miscommunication, I guess, in the plea paperwork. So state, is it the $5,000 is to go to Frederick?
Yes.
All right, so instead of the $5,813 going to Sean Kirchner, it should go to Frederick Kirchner. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and if I can have all parties initial here, please.
He had a suggestion on his page.
Oh, Okay, well, he's gonna have to pay it somewhere. He's either gonna be paying it here or he's either gonna be paying it there.
We
Can
still
you-
want him to pay it twice.
Well, no, he doesn't necessarily have to pay it. And I'm sorry, Council, you need to step behind the line. No, he doesn't necessarily have to pay it twice, but he has to pay it. So, for example, if you were to pay the amount of the judgment here, they're not going to let that person take a second judgment there on the civil side. If you were to pay it on the civil side, I'm not going to ask for you to pay it twice here. Because that's what's called unjust enrichment, okay? All right, good luck to you. And don't take what doesn't belong to you. And we wouldn't be here. All right, court is calling 2022 CR 3925, State of Texas versus Thomas Richard Polly III. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Humberto Saldaña for Thomas Richard Polly III.
Are you Thomas Richard Polly III?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled motion to revoke deferred adjudication. Well, motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Thomas Richard Polly III who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 3925 for the offense of theft $2,500 to $30,000 vehicle on September 19, 2022 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 2, on or about the 12th day of January 2023 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Thomas Richard Polly III, did then and there illegally use a substance, namely marijuana, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Violated condition number 2, on or about the 27th day of January 2023 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Thomas Richard Polly III, did then and there illegally use a substance, namely marijuana, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motion.
All right, before you all say you're waiving, what is going to happen with violation of condition number 4, the failure to report for February and March 2023?
Judge, we have an explanation and we'd like for you to consider what Mr. Polly has to say about that.
All right, so did he not report?
I tried
No,
contacting.
no. If he didn't report,
Right.
then that's a plea of true with explanation.
It is technically a plea of true with explanation, Your Honor. He has vehemently says that he wants to give the court an explanation and see the whole.
Yeah, I
truth.
mean, if he wants to plead true to it and give the court an explanation, the court will consider the explanation.
So we plead true to that, Your Honor.
Violated condition number 4 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Thomas Richard Polly III, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of February and March 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Your Honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motion.
Any objections to the waivers?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations 2, 2, and 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to 2, 2, and 4?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find 2, 2, and 4 true. Is there an agreement?
Your Honor, there's not an agreement this morning on the court summary. Probation's recommendation is the SATIF followed by aftercare or revocation with credit for the 154 days. I believe defense would like to ask for something less restrictive, Judge, but we are asking that you adjudicate the defendant to grant the motion and adjudicate defendant guilty this morning. And we're asking for SATIF, Judge.
Okay. All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, may I put on some proof to the defendant?
Sure. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Thomas Richard Polly.
All right, so why are you testing positive for marijuana?
Hanging around the wrong person.
No, because let me explain something to you. If the person you were hanging around, let's say their name is John. If John were on probation out of this court, and I would ask them, so John, why are you testing positive for marijuana? You know what they tell me? hanging around the wrong person, and I would say, who is that? And they would say it's you. So let's not do this hanging around the wrong person.
Well, it was supposed to be like CBD. It wasn't supposed to be marijuana. That's the thing. That's what I was told. So
Okay,
So you were on probation for the charge for which you find yourself having a motion to revoke your probation this morning. Who are you reporting to in probation, at probation?
Ms. Quintanilla,
Ms. Quintanilla, and for how many months did you report to her?
about 4 or 5.
Okay, and is February and March of this year also included in the time you're referencing?
I attempted to report to her.
Okay, to illuminate us on that, what do you mean you attempted to report to Ms. Quintanilla?
We had an appointment and I called her to see if we could set it back for about an hour or so. She never called me back and I followed up with her for a whole month and a half, and I never got any responses. My IOP counselor that I was,
One thing at a time. So what did you do to try to communicate with Ms. Quintanilla?
I was reporting to my IOP classes that I completed.
just a
and-
second. Excuse me, if you all are in the box, you cannot talk if you're behind the court reporter. So that means if you're on the first row or the second row, y'all need to move towards that end to speak. And if you all could whisper. All right, yes.
My IOP officer,
Just a minute, Mr. Pauly, I'm sorry, I'm asking very specifically, what means did you try to communicate with this probation officer?
by phone and email,
Okay, how many times on each?
at least once every other day for a good month,
Good month, meaning February or March, or overlapping months?
overlapping months.
And were you successful in ever reaching Ms. Quintanilla?
No, sir.
Okay, and this was regarding your being late for one report date?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so you made a good faith effort to try to get with Ms. Quintanilla and reschedule that appointment. right?
Definitely.
Okay, and you did that by telephonic means as well as email?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you are representing the court, you don't have a problem reporting to probation, is that right?
No,
And that it won't be an issue if you continue on probation, is that right?
no, sir.
Okay, and that even if you get Ms. Quintanilla, that you understand you'll be there physically and wait for her physically if you can't get through in the future.
Definitely.
Is there anything else that you want the court to know about your IOP?
I completed it. I just, I didn't finish it up because Miss Quintanilla wasn't answering and I figured I was gonna get violated and I just didn't finish it up, I guess.
Now, you told me prior that you missed a UA at the end of the,
That's, yeah,
is that right?
yes. Me and Mr. Almaguer went through extensive hoops to make sure I completed every single class and to my attendance was all up to par.
Okay, so you attended how many different classes, if you remember?
Oh, man, it was like 9 weeks worth of classes, 2 times a week, Tuesday and Thursday.
So that's roughly what, about 2.5 months?
Yes, plus our individual counseling session.
And you represented the court that you were invested enough to go to, how many is it, once a week?
Yes, twice a week.
Twice a week, so 2 times 9 weeks, you said?
Yes, sir.
So you represented, you did about 18 appointments
Mhm.
for the IOP?
Plus their individuals, which there was 3 of.
Okay, and so you understand that the onus is on you, and there's no excuse for this probation, right?
Yes, sir.
And this passing the buck to Ms. Quintanilla will not work in the future.
Yes, sir.
You understand that?
Yes,
And you understand that you're on the line, even though this is the first MTR, you've got to bring your behavior to comport with what probation is asking you to do.
certainly.
And in the future, there will be no more excuses. Is that
No.
right?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you're telling the court?
That's what I'm telling the court.
And that they can put you on 0 tolerance and not have to worry about you anymore.
Yes, sir.
And are you asking the court to reconsider allowing you to redo the intensive outpatient program as well as continue on probation?
Yes, sir, I am.
I pass away, Mr. Brown.
State any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Polly, my name is Hank Wilkins. If I ask anything you don't understand, you can just tell me that. So were you sentenced in the 187th, or your initial sentence was in September of 2022?
Yes, sir.
Was that in this courtroom?
Yes, sir.
And so when you were having trouble reaching your probation officer, did you ever come back here?
No, I did not come back here. I thought probation and court was 2 different entities. I thought probation and court was 2 separate entities. I didn't know that I could come back to the courtroom to ask questions.
Okay. The judge didn't tell you that when she gave you your terms and conditions?
She may have, I just didn't recall. I didn't remember.
Okay. And so you tried to call and email in February and March,
Yes, sir.
and did you do anything in April?
Yes, I did. I'm sure I called her at least a couple more times. Yeah, because I was reporting to Mr. Almaguer, still my counselor. Yes. That's when I sent another email out.
I'm sorry.
Yes, that's whenever I sent the second email out.
And what about May, June, and July?
May, June, and July, I had stopped reporting because I didn't get any calls back and I finished my classes.
Okay, so you stopped reporting in May?
Right,
Okay, so April was the last month you reported.
right.
Okay. So what do you think is gonna be different on IOP this time than last time?
I have a place to stay. I got my own apartment. I got a great job, a really, really good job that pays $20 an hour. It's really good. I'm going back to college to do my bachelor's. I just finished my associates. I got in contact with my kids again. Finally, me and my kid's mother have made amends and I'm seeing them again. Quite a few things.
Congratulations on graduating. Have you done the parenting program yet?
I never got referred to it by my PO. I just was about to finish up my IOP and I never got referred to it.
Okay, I passed the witness, Judge.
And so you're fairly early on in your probation, but you're saying that one thing at a time is what you understood from probation, that they wanted you to finish up your IOP and then they were going to refer you to parenting class. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you have no objection to do parenting class, right?
No, sir.
And you represent to the court that you'll deal with that problem?
Yes, sir.
Nothing for you.
All right, anything from probation?
Your Honor, I do want to point out that there was a field visit attempt on April 25th of 2023, where there was a slip left with reporting instructions. And my understanding from the officer, he has been given reporting instructions various times where he can't get in contact with someone. He is just to show up at the office and someone will see him.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Polly, I've heard everything from both sides. I'm going to give you a choice. Sometimes I can't give people choices. Sometimes I can. I can revoke you. If I revoke you, I'll send you to 9 months in the state jail facility, or either you can do ISF cognitive or SATIF, whichever is quickest. So which do you prefer?
What's ISF?
Your Honor, I guess he's asking.
ISF is where you go to help you get your mind in order so that you can follow conditions that the court is setting for you. You understand?
Yes.
So,
Um,
or I can send you to 9 months in the state jail facility. Once you complete your 9 months, you will be done.
okay. Okay. I'll take the 9 months.
All right, the court will grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 9 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. And just one moment, let me see if there's any restitution.
And Your Honor, the records reflect that he has 154 days credit, jail
All
credit.
right. There's to be restitution of $5,800 to Sean, SEAN Krishner, KIRCHNER. And there's to be no contact with Sean or Frederick Kirschner. And are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor, I signed it.
All right, because this is plea bargaining agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. because this is a felony conviction. You're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're gonna have to do better. Good luck to you.